The heartbreaking tragedy of Susanna Reid, from tragic divorce to health struggles. Life in the limelight. Susanna Reid, the famous Good Morning Britain presenter, was born and raised in Purley, South London. She is the youngest of 3 children. Her parents divorced when she was 9, an event that left a deep impression on her. Before becoming a television icon, Susanna attended prestigious private schools such as Crowham Hurst School, Croydon High School and St. Paul's Girls' School. She then studied politics and philosophy at the University of Bristol, where she was editor of the student newspaper Epigram. After graduating, Susanna went on to study journalism at Cardiff University. Career path and early challenges. Starting her journalism career at the BBC, Susanna quickly made an impression with her intelligent and charming presenting style. She has appeared on many popular shows such as BBC Breakfast and Strictly Come Dancing. However, her career path has not always been a bed of roses. In 2015, Susanna faced a serious health problem. She developed tinnitus, a condition that causes her to hear noises in her ears with no external source. She believes the cause may have been the difficult birth of her son Finn in 2004. Divorce and personal events. Susanna married Dominic Cotton, her longtime colleague at the BBC. They had 3 sons, Sam, Jack and Finn. However, after many years of marriage, the couple decided to divorce. This event had a profound impact on Susanna, leaving her to deal with feelings of loneliness and loss. During this time, she also faced another health nightmare, a lump in her breast. Although it was eventually found to be benign, it left her with days of anxiety and fear. After the divorce, Susanna fell into an unhealthy lifestyle. She often overworked, drank a lot of coffee to maintain her energy, and did not pay attention to her diet. One time, she suffered from severe voice loss and had to go to the doctor for a checkup. The results showed that she had been drinking up to 8 cups of coffee a day, which had a negative impact on her health. In addition, she also suffered from anxiety after drinking alcohol, which made her feel stressed and tired. This prompted her to decide to give up alcohol and become completely sober since 2018. The journey to self-recovery. Despite facing many difficulties, Susanna did not give up. She started to pay attention to her health, changed her diet and exercised regularly. She shared that giving up alcohol helped her lose weight, improve her skin and spirit. In addition, Susanna also spends time with her family, especially her 3 sons. She believes that they are the biggest source of encouragement to help her overcome all challenges. Susanna does not hesitate to share her personal difficulties with the public. She hopes that her story will help others feel not alone in their fight with health and life. She also emphasizes the importance of taking care of yourself and seeking support when needed. Susanna believes that everyone can overcome difficulties if they have faith and perseverance. Despite being a familiar face on television every morning, few people know that it is the mornings that Susanna feels most exhausted. She wakes up at 3:45 every morning to prepare for Good Morning Britain, and when the lights in the dressing room turn on, she sees herself in the mirror. A beautiful, carefully groomed face, but tired eyes that always remind her. Behind the image of a strong woman of British media is a heart that has been broken many times. Once, just a few minutes before going on air, she collapsed into a chair and gasped. Her heart was pounding, her hands were shaking. A colleague reached out and touched her shoulder. "Are you okay, Susanna?" She nodded, swallowed her anxiety, and stood up and walked out onto the stage. As if nothing had happened, it was not the first time, and certainly not the last. Chapter 8. The Locked Room in Susanna's Heart. After her divorce from Dominic Cotton, Susanna did not immediately enter a new serious relationship. Although she dated a few people, they all ended quietly. She once admitted, "I am not afraid of love. I am just afraid of losing myself in love again." Her house, where all 5 members used to laugh, is now quieter. The children are growing up and are rarely home. The kitchen, where they used to gather, now only has her and a cold cup of tea. Sometimes when she opens the cupboard, Susanna still sees the cup Dominic used every morning. She doesn't throw it away. She doesn't use it again. It's there as a silent testament of an old love, a different life. At the end of 2022, after returning from a show, Susanna felt tightness in her chest and dizziness. At first, she thought it was stress. But this time, the feeling was different. At the urging of her friends, she went to the hospital for a checkup. The results left her stunned. Risk of type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, and early-stage fatty liver. I've spent my whole life racing for success, but I forgot that my body has its limits. Susanna looked at the results with trembling hands. She remembered nights when she ate only one chocolate bar to stay in shape and then drank 3 glasses of red wine because of stress. She also remembered fasting to the point of fainting in the dressing room. The bad news woke Susanna up from her trance. She decided to make a radical change. A healthy diet, yoga, meditation every morning, and most importantly, she saw a psychologist. I never believed in therapy. But when I walked into that room and opened my mouth for the first time to tell her about my parents' divorce when I was a kid, I cried for 40 minutes. She slowly unraveled the knots in her heart. The feeling of abandonment, the feeling of not being worthy of love, the obsession with always being perfect. Every week, she took a day to be alone without feeling lonely, something she had never been able to do before. In May 2024, Susanna joined a campaign to raise awareness about mental health for women after divorce, called Still Standing. In the first promotional video, she appeared without makeup, speaking in a calm voice. I used to think I was just a name in the news. But now, I know I am a mother, a woman, and a person, with cracks, and with light. The campaign was a huge success. Thousands of women wrote to the program, saying they felt understood and had more courage to take care of themselves. Forgiveness, the hardest thing. One afternoon, while cleaning out an old drawer, Susanna found a letter from Dominic, written after the divorce but never read. It said he was sorry for not being able to stay, for being too busy with work, for leaving her alone for too long. I never stopped loving you. I just didn't know how to love properly. She read the letter 3 times. Then picked up a pen and wrote 2 words at the bottom of the page: I forgive. Not to forget, but to move on. Now, Susanna Reid is not just an MC, not just a mother, but a living symbol of strength, of healing, and of compassion for herself. She no longer fears the early mornings. She no longer avoids the quiet nights. She lives more slowly, more truly. And when asked what she was most proud of after all of it, she smiled and replied, I'm still here, and I don't hate myself anymore.